my friends, it's another wonderful day in the Philippines. Hey, this video is about a budget for coming to the Philippines on vacation or for moving here, and also at the end about slow travel. So check it out. This is a budget video for coming to the Philippines, whether you're coming as a tourist for vacation or as an expat to move here. Also, I'm going to be giving you a baseline. So on the baseline, whether you're coming on a vacation or moving here, it'll be about the same either way. So the idea here is to give you the tools along with some basic math to figure out how much money you should expect to need when you're coming to the Philippines. So let's say you're going to Baguio once you get here, then you would just add on the fare to Baguio, double check your hotels, and if your hotel's a little more expensive, you add that to your budget. For the purpose of this video, I've chosen two popular destinations, Dumaguete and Angeles City. But regardless of your destination, the first thing you're going to need to find is your lodging. I recommend the Faya Soleil Residence Inn in Dumaguete and the Drake Hotel in Angeles City. Now, as soon as you step off the plane, you're going to start spending money. So from Clark International to the Drake Hotel should run you about 300 to 400 pesos. In Dumaguete, they only have vans allowed in the airport. That should run you about 500 pesos. Either way, it should run you less than $10 to get from the airport to your hotel. Now, both of these hotels, for the promos and the specials and the discounts, you're going to need to pay in cash when you get there. They may or may not need a credit card number in order to hold the room for you, but I assure you, if you want those special prices, you will need to pay in cash. So before you leave the airport, try to exchange at least a couple of $100. That'll give you a chance to get checked into your hotel, and then you can get a better exchange rate. And then after that, you can finish paying for the rest of your stay. Now, the Faya Soleil, I stayed there a week, and because I'm over 65, I got it at 1,040 pesos or $18.90 a night. Without a discount, it's 1,200 pesos or about $22 a night. Point of reference, you're about 2.5 blocks from the boulevard, from the ocean, from Tom and Tom's Coffee, and 1 block to Ground Zero on the same side of the street. It's about a 40 peso ride to Robinson's Mall and the main bus station there. Here we are at Clark International Airport, Angeles City, and as you walk out, turn to the left, you'll see vans, and a little further down, you'll see taxis, the blue cars. From my experience, the vans will have somewhat of a fixed price, and the taxis should go by the meter. Just make sure that when you get in, they're going by the meter. Now, if you landed in Manila, just look for the point-to-point bus to SM Clark, and from there, it's about 150 peso taxi ride or trike ride to the Drake Hotel. Now, the Drake Hotel also has rooms at 1,200 pesos a night, and they have a promotion, which is stay 5 days, pay for 4, stay for 30 days, and pay for 24. I'm quoting these hotels because these are the hotels I stay at when I'm in Angeles or when I'm in Dumaguete. Now, for the purpose of this budget, I have used $30 a night. So here's where the fun comes in. When you make some reservations, just use the number that you get in your reservation times the number of days that you're there. Once you've got all your 30 days or 3 weeks, whatever it is, covered, that will give you the total budget you need for your lodging. The next thing is to talk about food. When I'm in Dumaguete, I eat at Ground Zero, about a block away from the Faya Soleil. And when I'm in Angeles City, I eat at Far East Poppies. So if you want good American food while you're in the Philippines, it's going to cost you the same as good American food in America. For that, I would recommend $20 to $30 a day. Now, you could cut that in half pretty easily by eating street food, which I do. The street food in Baguio, for example, I can hardly eat $2 worth of food. Now, if you want all your meals to be sit-down restaurant, try $20 a day for food. Now, I have a big appetite, and $15 a day or $5 a meal seems to work pretty well for me. If I budgeted myself $4.50 for the month, I'm not going to eat it all, I promise you. I'll be having a lot of pork and chicken and beef barbecue, but I won't be having sit-down T-bone steaks either. So if you want the sit-down steaks, I suggest you plan for spending closer to $30 a day. You could easily spend another $100 to $200 a week on tours, entrance fees to parks, that type of thing. Right there, you're looking at a minimum budget of about $1,500 to up to $2,500, depending on your lifestyle. Anyway, that is a baseline for coming here and being here for a month, whether you're just here on vacation or whether you're planning to move here. Probably a few of you are going, wait a minute, whoa, slow down. That sounds like $1,500 to me. Not the $600 you're famous for. Well, that is the main purpose of this video, not just how to get here, but how to get here and get to a point where the $600 budget is realistic. Because when you get here, you're not going to have a $100 a month apartment. You're going to be in a hotel. So you're going to be eating in a restaurant at restaurant prices because you won't be having a kitchen or the pots and pans that you'll need to cook with. And God forbid somebody should show up with $600 thinking they had it made. So on here, I'm going to try to cover the steps of getting here, finding a place, getting the proper equipment to cook with, and so on, so you can achieve that $600 budget sooner than later. So let's talk about rent. That'd be one of the first things that you need to take care of when you get here so you can get out of the hotel. So let's say you're going to find a place in Dumaguete or in Angeles City. Those would run about $15 to $20 a month for a furnished studio. Now, out in the province where I'm at in Porak, about 20 minutes outside of this city, and I'm not really sure about Dumaguete, maybe similar, you're probably looking at $5,000 to $10,000 a month to start for a basic studio, one-bedroom apartment. Now, depending upon how high your rent is, most places are going to be partially furnished. Now, my place wasn't furnished, so I bought a mattress, brand new, 120. It's 6 inches thick foam, very comfortable for me. Bought a cooker, which I cook most of my food on. That was $120. A stovetop burners, which you can cook on, that was $30 for 2 burners. And the tank with the gas and everything runs about $50, and the gas in there should last you about 4 months. So a microwave, another $120. There's a brand new 32-inch smart TV for $165. Now, last but not least, you're going to need pots, pans, dishes, silverware, glasses, maybe a coffee pot, say a blanket, towels, and so on. That could run you a couple of $100 depending upon your taste, or a little bit less. It also could run you a few $100 depending upon your taste. For me, I just wanted to get in the door, so I spent the least amount of possible, and then I replaced it as I went along with the higher quality stuff that I really liked. Now, in my case, I've gotten all that stuff, but I started out with a mattress, a coffee pot that I could make a cup of noodles with, coffee, that type of thing, and a used TV. And the next month, you might get a cooker or whatever you choose. I was doing it out of my Social Security, so that's just how I did it. If you have cash, that's perfect. If you had an apartment that has it included as part of the furnishings, it's even better. In my case, as soon as I had the cooking equipment, that's when my budget got down to the $600 a month. This is probably a good point to start building a budget for you. So now if you're moving here, you're going to need to find a place to live. Now, when you're going to rent a little house or apartment in Dumaguete or in Angeles City, in most cases, the landlord is going to want first, last, and deposit. That's the equivalent of 3 months' rent. Let's pick a number of 10,000 pesos, or about $180 a month. Not the lowest rent, not the highest rent, but at that rent, it's $540 to get your foot in the door. Personally, I've never had to pay more than first and last. Now, a lot of places you're going to rent is going to have Wi-Fi already there, free Wi-Fi. I had to hook mine up because there was no internet here already. So my landlord wanted to keep the utilities in their name. I just have to make all the payments. Now, my internet is fiber optic, and it costs me around $50 a month. I know other YouTuber friends of mine, and theirs runs them about $30 a month, which is their internet, which is speed is fast enough for them, plus TV channels that they want. Now, I'm not really sure if I had a deposit of $50 a month or I prepaid $50 a month, but that's how that worked out. Now, your second month, okay, you found a place. So let's say that it's not furnished, and you're going to need a mattress to sleep on to start out with. You're going to need a TV. You're going to need appliances to cook with, dishes, and so on and so on. So let's say you bought the mattress, the cooker, the microwave, coffee pot, all those things that I bought, including the TV, you're about $600. And that's if you bought them all the same day that I did the video, not shopping for a bargain or no discounts, just straight out. So on that second month, I'm going to guess your food would run you somewhere around $450, since you're still eating some meals out, cooking some in, that kind of thing. So your electric will probably run you about $100, your internet about, say $30, probably your Visa about $35. Let's just round that up to $200. So with first, last, deposit, your utilities, your Visa, and your food, you're going to be running right around $1,800. So going into month 3, adding up your rent, $180, with your food, $300, all your utilities, including phone and Visa, you're about $680 for the month. Now you're also going to need an ACR card that month, so that's another $20. So call it $700. Now, if you do have lower rent like I have, there is your $600 a month budget. You can see your baseline now is $680 a month. So now let's talk about slow travel. In my case, slow traveling means that I have a home base and then I can travel 2 to 3 weeks out of the month. And I really get tired of traveling if I'm moving and moving and moving and moving all the time. For me, after about 2 to 3 weeks, I just kind of want to get home and recharge my batteries. Now, if you're a young guy, you could probably just get a motorbike and just cruise and cruise and cruise. But at my age, I need to stop and chill for a little while. I want to stop and be able to smell the roses wherever I'm traveling at and get to know the area a little bit. So anyway, with your rent at 180, your bills, utilities, Visa, phone, everything, and another 200, that puts your housing expense at 380. Now, if I'm only spending 380 a month for my home base, then I could budget everything else around that. It's going to be one thing for food when I'm at home, and it's another thing for food when I'm traveling. Now, when it comes to slow travel, you know how much you make, you deduct the 380, and that's how much you have for food and traveling for the rest of that month. Now, some will have their insurance, and they'll have a certain amount they want to save every month. That's cool. You just add that to the 380, deduct it from your total income. So let's say after adding to the 380, I'm at 700. Deduct that from 1,800, and that leaves me with 1,100 disposable income. Now, this is meant to be a safe ballpark, not to necessarily be exact. Some will be able to live on less, and some it'll cost a little bit more, but this will get you started. So now let's take it from the top. The first month was going to be about 1,500 with your hotels and meals. Second month, about 1,800 by the time you purchased a lot of the things that you would need to cook with, to sleep on, towels, that kind of thing. Assuming that you had to spend first, last, and deposit in order to get in at $180 a month. Now, that would allow you to achieve a baseline budget of approximately $680 a month, leaving you with discretionary income of around $1,100 a month, assuming that you're getting average Social Security income. Now, for those of you who are coming for a visit or coming to move here, I hope this has been helpful, at least got you thinking along certain lines. Please feel free to leave comments about any questions that you might have, and I do promise to get back to you. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much. Take care.